sound is easier holding you down.
It's not cool to be cold-hearted in the world. I might be personally speaking, but you want to be in the world and not of it. You don't want to be chasing things that make you fit in per se. And that's not a bad thing to want to fit in, but a lot of times, general society or company has a lot of lost souls in it, and people that really don't know themselves. It's really good to spend time with yourself and like tap into your feelings. I feel like a lot of people are learning to accept their emotions now, because maybe in the past they've told themselves that separating their brain and their heart worked, and it probably did for a certain period in your life, or it just got you through because maybe you were an avid overthinker or an avid overfeeler and it wasn't getting you anywhere. I can relate to both sides of that. But you learn that you're betraying yourself and putting yourself through scenarios that are really toxic for you. And not to say that the world is kill or be killed, literally, but you have to think about what you want and desire and how to get those things properly or with the right intentions, because you will lose things that you want the same way you get them. There's power in your feelings and your intuition, and you're not crazy or sensitive when you feel like something is wrong or off. You're not crazy when your heart or your gut tells you something. You're only crazy when you ignore that feeling over and over again and you're put through the same things. And you're not going to get any new results letting the world or other people tell you what's right for you, if that makes sense. Like, this world, usually it's called the devil's plane, and that doesn't mean everything in the world is of the devil or the world is out to get you. I think it really just means it's so easy to fall into this trap of like wanting things, and you're allowed to want things that are nice, and you're allowed to want to be above average and different from the rest. But I feel like in this world, specifically nowadays, it's so easy to like want things and see that you're in a dark situation and fall for the wrong routes to get it. And it's usually glittery, the fast lane, but by the time you are like in the fast lane, you can't really get out. Well, you can if you really choose to change for the better, but a lot of people, it's very much too late, and then they feel trapped and need people to join them on that fast lane dark side of life, because it's dark and they're looking for light. So just, if you're a sweetheart or an intuitive person, or you're like a certain type of person and you don't want to hurt others, watch out for people that want to change you or mold you into someone you're not or something you're not, because it's simply a trap, and you're not strange or crazy for listening to your gut feeling. If you think about any time you didn't listen to it and how you felt after that, it could be as little as not taking the right turn or ending up with the wrong person, and then you're just with that person forever, and et cetera, et cetera. It's very deep and real out here, these energies and things. All you have to do to keep it simple is listen to your heart and follow it, as scary as it sounds, because faith, when you water it, when you put action behind your faith, it will grow into a nice plant. And when you water fear, that plant will grow. And you don't want that. Fighting the good fight literally always works. Like, if you've watched any movie ever, of any genre, you actually can always win being kind or not even touching people. And just having good intentions is literally enough to be okay. And you don't have to be super religious or even practice a bunch of how do I say it? I'll just honestly say, if you're a super kind person, you feel like you've been walked on in life, or like you don't really want to hurt people, but you feel like you're constantly getting like targeted or like bullied or like picked on, or like people project how they feel about themselves onto you a lot. Literally having good intentions or praying for those types of individuals instead of stooping to their level is going to like catapult you into like success unexpectedly, because that's just how it works. So like, if you're like arguing with someone, you ever notice if they want to be combative or like start an actual fight and you choose to walk away, they're more angry than if they would have just like fought you. It's almost like happiness irritates people's demons or something, simply put. And we've heard that before, but it's so true, because people like below you, and not even by like how much money they have or like what they have in life or like who they surround themselves with, just their own energy and like their own self-esteem is so low. They need people and things to like validate them, and or they need to feel better than other people to feel good at all. So being like a bigger person doesn't necessarily mean like big and bad or like fight back or like make them feel how they made you feel. It's like literally focusing on yourself and like being happy would ultimately keep you high enough to just be okay, if that makes sense. Being yourself is literally, there's nothing wrong with that. I know it sounds cheesy, but those types of people that you're trying to impress that are constantly negative or constantly like hating or complaining or just projecting like their literal insecurities onto others, or like if they're not insecure about the things that they spew at people that aren't bothering others, it's clear that there's something in those people that they don't have, because they want their attention or they want other people to dislike them so badly. And honestly, sometimes the proof is in the pudding, like what's really wrong with individuals like that. Especially if it's like relentless. They're not comfortable with being themselves or being with themselves at all. And I wonder why, with how negative they are and think. So that being said, people lose their minds when you don't stoop to their level. And you may not even want that for them, but they do it to themselves because they're so gung-ho on destroying a light that they just can't attain, because it's like, if I can't have it, no one should, or I deserve it more. And it's like, your intentions say a lot about the type of life you'll live, and what you wish on others will literally come for you. That's not to say everyone should be perfect and love and light all the time, but being traumatized or hurt is not an excuse, a real good excuse to like then try to traumatize or hurt others. Because why would you want somebody to feel how you felt? So just like keep your good intentions if you're like on the good side of karma and be nice to people because everybody's going through something, and like just stay high because this life is really short. And you never know when you're going to go, so you don't want to be throwing out boomerangs that's going to hit you in the face, if that makes sense.
I feel like there's like a lot of normalcy around being around people that we don't like or we outgrow just because of like maybe what they bring to us or like um we're so familiar with them for so long. Like this could be like friendships or a relationship or like family members and stuff. And I feel like you're allowed to outgrow things, especially if it's causing you pain. Like if you notice you hang out with a group of friends or you're with someone and then by the end of the day you want to be alone, like you feel like you need to do that, or by the time you are alone you're like contemplating not really talking to them anymore, or you get like a weird vibe, or like you feel like you're not really happy at the end of hanging out with them, and maybe they seem like they got everything they needed out of like the um moment, but not even focused on them, just like you feeling drained or like tired constantly. And not circumstantially, but like you just notice over time, no matter what you do for yourself or for them, you just constantly feel like there's like this weird competitive vibe, or like they're like um always causing an argument, or always finding something negative to say, or like they're never really happy, or they're always complaining. You literally are allowed to like walk away from that because that's literally draining, and that's also a sign of like energy vampires. um you don't owe anyone in this world anything, and if anyone makes you feel that way, it's no longer unconditional love at that point. It's actually like transactional, and if you don't operate that way, or you don't want to be friends with people or in connection with people that make you feel that way, you should probably either let them go lightly, or like just genuinely just stop talking to them, or tell them like how you feel. And the best way to tell who's for you in life is if you tell them that you need space, or like you tell them something about themselves that maybe they don't like, and if they villainize you for that, or they try to make you feel like you're a bad person, or they try to rush you out of your like space needing or like your healing process, that's not the people for you. Like you literally are allowed to outgrow people or change. And some people feel like changing is makes you fake, or like you're no longer loyal, or there's no such thing as having loyalty if you're betraying your own truth. I saw this video of like Kim Kardashian and her daughter, and Kim Kardashian's sisters, and long story short, Kim Kardashian was talking not so nicely about one of her sisters to her daughter. And her daughter decided to tell her aunts, who is Kim Kardashian's sister, about that. And Kim was upset because she felt like North didn't have loyalty to her. And she didn't realize that maybe North doesn't want to be like North is her daughter, if you didn't know. But North didn't want to be involved in like basically crap talking, or like she does have loyalty. She just doesn't have loyalty to maybe going behind someone's back and talking crap about them, and then going in their face and saying something nice, or just being like fake. So it's like sometimes you're not a bad person for maybe coming off as playing both sides. You just have to figure out who you are for yourself, which is why alone time is important, and it's probably scary, but um you really need that to like understand who you are and like what you want to be loyal to. You don't have to like stick yourself somewhere or someone or something that doesn't feel good anymore. And that doesn't mean you don't like them anymore, you don't love them anymore, you don't care about them anymore. You can care about them in a way that you can afford it, but not at the expense of like you as a person. And you don't have to mold yourself or like lie to yourself to be happy because that's like counteractive. And um in this world sometimes it does kind of come down to like not kill or be killed, but like basically um you do have to like choose yourself, if that makes sense, because otherwise you would be unhappy for however long you allow yourself to be in a lie or um just not happy. Just not happy. And we all know what happiness really feels and looks like. um some people are okay with staying comfortable in something that doesn't feel good because they're afraid of the unknown, but I promise you the unknown is probably a better option, especially because you never know when you're gonna like go from this realm. So it's like really important to spend your life and your energy wisely, just as you would spend your money if you were on a tight budget. You got to think of your energy like that.